Grand Rising. Today, energy forecast. Well, not today's, the weekly energy forecast. Hi. I hope everybody had a fantastic weekend. Thank you. All right, let's get started. I call in the ancestors of the highest truth, the highest character. I call in the Orishas. I call in the archangels and ascended masters aligned with the highest light. I call in God energy, source, spirit, to speak through me now as a messenger in behalf of the collective in the greatest and highest good of everybody and all beings involved. For the week of January 7th, starting today, January 7th, January 8th, January 9th, January 10th, January 11th, January 12th, and January 13th of 2019. The messages associated with each day for the week, again, in behalf of the collective, the highest and greatest good of the collective and all involved, the message that need to be heard to assist in being prosperous and wealthy in the highest forms, in the spiritual form. The messages that need to be heard in order for the collective to evolve and to grow, aligned with God, with spirit, aligned with source, with individual higher truths. What are the words that need to be heard? And allow me to be the messenger of those words, to speak these words in a clear, raw, authentic, high vibrational way that will make changes in the lives of those who are ready to receive. Hi. The collective conscious energy for the week. One more. You guys know if you join me often, you know I love to shuffle. Something with the connection of this energy. All right. Okay. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay. The first card that is coming through today, the message for today, this energy associated with this, with Monday, right? Today, January 7th, is the Hierophant card. The Hierophant card is the Pope energy. It is connecting to those spiritual beliefs, those religious beliefs, your faith and your trust, restoring your trust in source energy, finding that connection and that determination from source energy. It is using your beliefs, whether you are seeking somebody who can bring these messages to you, or you are the messenger and you're feeling in a space where you are going to share this work of God with the world, or you are seeking to connect with the work of God through somebody else or something else. So today is connecting with that source energy, finding your way to connect with source energy. I want to speak on this in in a way that I saw a message from another healer, and it really sat with me when it comes to this card, and it's aligned with this card because we are all out here doing some form of God's work. If chosen, right? If chosen or you choose, you are doing some form of God's work. Whether you are taking care of yourself or whether you are taking care of somebody else and assisting somebody else, it's what do you have to offer? Are you offering, what do you have to offer yourself first? In terms of your faith, in your spirituality, in the connection that you have with source energy, what do you have to offer yourself? And then if you are feeling that your cup is overflowing and you can step in the role of the Hierophant where you are the one that is by the right hand, right? As below, as above, so below. You are the messenger of God and you are sharing it with all here. This reminds me of a prayer that I have been saying, Psalms 138. It's connecting to that love from God, from spirit, from source, whatever it is that you associate, however you associate to the energy, the universal energy. And this is that card to remind you to do so, that your faith, your beliefs, your trust in source energy is what is going to bring forth what you need in order to continue to move forward. And again, you may be the person who is receiving those messages, and you may be the person who is sharing those messages with others, or you may be the person who is receiving those messages. So if you are receiving those messages, for one, you have to accept where you are right now. We are a team. We are all children of source. We are all children of God. And there may be days where you need to receive the message and accept that today you are the one that is receiving the message. And there may be days where you are giving the message. So however you are associating with that energy today, are you receiving this message from somebody else that you need to restore your faith, your beliefs, your trust in source energy, or are you giving that message to somebody? Today, Monday, the Hierophant. I love that card. It is the partner card with the High Priestess, right? It's the masculine energy, or that energy around the High Priestess also. And it has a lot to do with our spiritual practices, our religious beliefs, our faith. I'm getting chills. Also, the red in it, the fact that he has his feet on red, it symbolizes to me the root. And our faith, our beliefs, our spiritual practices are the root to our being. This is how we build up who we are. It all starts from the root of our being. And the root of our being is the energy, the spirituality, the religious views, the faith. It's all stemming from that root of our soul self. The keys on the front, they are the conscious and subconscious. And one thing I always think about, right? When I think about the subconscious, the conscious, and the superconscious, and how the conscious and subconscious, they have to work together. They have to come together to bring the holy trinity of the superconscious. When the conscious and subconscious can work together, it brings alignment with the superconscious or the God conscious. And therefore now you have all that you need, but you need to see where you need to restore that energy within yourself, or how you can share that with others, right? So you have to be able to see where you are today. A lot of times people have trouble accepting where they are. They want to be the one always sharing the message, but sometimes you are the receiver of the message. You can share the message when you openly receive the message that is for you so that you can be the messenger. But if you are not accepting the message that is coming to you, you cannot be the messenger for others. Okay? So, tomorrow, what is the date? January 8th. And the card coming in is the World card. The World card has to do with this completion. You see the circle that's surrounding it. It's a complete cycle. It's that accomplishment, right? And when it's coming in reverse, it's saying there is something that is not being seen in order for this to complete, in order for it to be complete here in this cycle. There is something that is being overseen for that completion to take place. This is for Tuesday, January 8th, 2019. What is not being seen in order for that wholeness, right? Whether it's associated with a cycle, whether it's associated with personal growth, whether it's associated with just moving through a space. When you see lack, it's because the lack isn't really there. It is always whole. It is always whole. Let me say that one more time. It is always whole. You are always whole. You are always enough. Now, when you see lack, it's because you're wearing an eye patch. You can't see this part. You have that blind spot that when you're driving, you got that blind spot. It doesn't really mean that you're blind. It just means you can't see what is taking place over there. And when you can't see what's taking place over there, you feel a sense of lack. You're not opening yourself up or openly receiving what you need in that moment. Maybe it's because you're attached to a situation, or maybe it's because your ego is holding on to something that's keeping you in this space. I hear you, dude. Something that is keeping you in this space that is not allowing you to see what you need to see in order to experience what you need to experience to see this whole. I know. He's probably going to do that for a little bit of this. So if you are trying to complete something, whether it is a project, a cycle, a thought process, you have to remember that you need to pray or meditate or do something to remove that cloudiness, to accept where you are right now. You have to take off your eye patch and ask for clarity. Remember, it all starts from the root. The root is God, spirit, source, the universe. That is the root of our existence. If you are feeling lack, you have to pray, and I've been really connecting to prayer more than I ever have in my life. And so I specifically am speaking in prayer, but if you use some other way, then that's what you have to do, right? God, spirit, source, I am asking for clarity and asking you to remove this cloudiness in order for me to see the whole piece of the pie and move forward without delays, because I am asking to evolve. I want to grow. I want to feel whole because I know I am whole, and there's something that I'm not seeing that is causing me to feel that lack, or to see something as lack, or to miss a piece of this circle that is always complete. And until you ask for it, you won't receive it. You're going to keep running around with a cloud over one eye. Where the moon is in Aquarius, right? And an Aquarian energy is that clarity. They speak in a space of very clear communication. So this is is probably why this is coming through, because while we're in this moon, the moon in Aquarius, God is asking you to speak, to ask. You have to ask for the clarity, or the clarity is not going to come through. If you're only walking around accepting that you are cloudy, yeah, you have to accept that you're cloudy, but then you have to know, oh, I am cloudy. It's not that I'm lacking anything. It's not that something is missing. I am just not seeing it because I am cloudy. Now that I accept the fact that I'm in this space, I'm going to ask for clearance. I'm going to ask for understanding. I'm going to ask for clarity. Okay? January 9th, 2019, the Justice card. I like this card. The Justice card is cause and effect, right? The Justice card is what you put out. Hey, Mama Vita, what you put out is what you receive. January 9th, 2019. What you put out there is what you receive. Now, I'm going to step into a space that I don't really get into like, I love celebrities, right? I love the fucking Kardashians. I'm trying to make as much money as them. Maybe it will take me to the time I die, but I'm not giving up, right? So, but I'm going to speak on this, okay? Because this is a great time to speak on this. This R. Kelly thing, okay? This is the Justice card, and it makes it very clear. So this is why this is coming up this way. When you sin, if you don't accept the fact that you sin and you keep trying to deny where you have sinned or where you have failed or where you have done wrong, it will always bite you in the fucking ass. The Justice card, radical acceptance, that acceptance for where you are, that guilt, right? If you feel guilty, if you walk around not feeling guilty, then you're going to get bit in the ass. If you walk around and you felt guilt before, if you have ever felt guilt for something that you do, you know that you have to forgive yourself, right? But let me speak about R. Kelly and why I'm feeling this way about this, what this is coming up, what my team is telling me, that the reason why a lot of these people are getting put out here in this spotlight is because they think that they did no wrong. They are above all. They can never do no wrong. And look, it bit them in the fucking ass. This is the Justice card. If you fall, if you make a mistake, if you do wrong to somebody, you have to ask for forgiveness, but you also have to forgive yourself first. If you don't forgive yourself first, you're not going to find forgiveness from others, but you're also going to find yourself in a space first. If you think that you didn't do wrong, or if you're too stuck on your failures, right? First, let's start where if you think you did no wrong. If you think you did no wrong, you will always get pushed down. God will not play whatsoever. You will lose everything you fucking worked for if you are going to walk around with a head that is big, too big for your fucking body. Now, if you're in a space where you are forgetting to forgive yourself, you're in a space where you feel guilty, then you have to ask for forgiveness, and you also have to forgive yourself, because you're not going to be able to move forward until you find that forgiveness within yourself. If you already know you did wrong, holding on to guilt isn't going to get you anywhere either. You have to know that, okay, I did wrong, but I grew from it. The fact that I am connecting to the fact that I fell or I did something that was not aligned with my highest truth, I'm not going to beat myself up for it. I say, oh man, I see what I did, and now I can grow from that space. And you may have to make that same mistake 100 fucking times before you can actually move on. And you're going to have to forgive yourself 100 fucking times before you can move on. But the point of this Justice card is for Wednesday, January 9th, 2019, it is about what you put in is what you give out, what you're going to get back. If you think you did no wrong, you're always going to get, you might even get, look at how bad this is coming back at R. Kelly. Literally, he hurt some people. He is getting it back so fucking bad. It's like he's basically getting his ass whooped. Like, everybody's taking punches. This motherfucker is going to look fucked up by the time this shit is done. 5 black eyes. He's going to have a black eye in his fucking third eye. He's going to have a black eye everywhere because nobody is playing. He wants to stand here and say, oh, I'm wrongly accused. This is why you're getting what you're getting, right? So this is the reminder. That fairness only comes through when you put in the work, when you forgive yourself, when you say where you are, when you accept where you are right now, right? God does not play with you. Spirit will not play around. This is why, and my great grandma and I called her on Sunday and we were talking and saying our prayers together, and she said she's a fear of God. Now, I don't fear God because I know that God is always presenting to me what I need in my life. But if you are one to never think that you are above somebody, or if you are somebody that thinks you're below somebody, right? Now, let me just put this. If you think you're above somebody, you should fear God because God is coming for you. Now, if you think you're below somebody, you have to remember that you are a piece of God also, that we all are. Those people who try to make themselves seem above for what they have in this material life, in this mundane life, they're always going to get hit with some shit. Even when I let as a human, when I let my ego get too big, believe me, I'm getting knocked in my ass. I'm getting a fucking black eye. We all will. It's cause and effect. That's how it works. The law of fucking attraction. People keep thinking, oh, the law of attraction is just to manifest. No, the law of attraction is how the fucking universe works. What you put in is what you give out. Yes, it can be used for manifestation, which a lot of people are using it for now, but it is how this fucking universe works. The law of what you put in is what you get. It's always going to work that way. It's not going away. People say the law of attraction is new age. The law of attraction is how this fucking universe was built. How this society was built. January 10th, 2019. Judgment. The Judgment card. I like this card too. I think this is the card that I pulled for my entire year. So, the Judgment card. And it's coming in reverse. So the Judgment card is, I don't know what you want me to let you know, Mama Vita. The Judgment card is in reverse. It's that self-doubt. So the Judgment card is being the inner critic. You have to look within inside yourself again to, one, forgive yourself, remove the judgment of yourself, right? You remember that you have the strength, you have all that you need, but if you talk negatively about yourself, then you are going to receive that same negative energy. If you're going to receive that negative energy back. So if you find yourself on Thursday, January 10th, 2019, being too hard on yourself, remembering that you are a piece of God, that you are a divine being, that you are strong, that you have everything that you need. If you find yourself in a space where you're feeling defeated, you have to, I put up a highlight today, the story that I talked about this morning, this rising, I put it in my highlights so that if anybody needs to feel motivated from the space that they are in, if you are feeling constantly pushed down and knocked down, I put that there for you so you can find that motivation within yourself. But remember that it doesn't matter where you came from, what you started with. It's first accepting where you are. If you're doubting yourself, the space of self-doubt, this Judgment card, if you're doubting yourself, you have to stop looking at what others are having and where they came from and what they're doing. And you need to look in here. You need to look at your heart. You need to look at, one way to start overcoming that self-doubt is looking where you came from. Look at, I'm getting chills again. Where did you start your journey? Look at how far you came, even from last week. The point is that you're here now. You're making the choice. You made it to this day where you are still breathing, where you are still alive, right? If you doubt yourself, you have the tool to remember. Whether it's the voice of somebody, whether it's saying your prayers, whether it's asking for God to restore your strength. Please, God, restore my strength. Please, Spirit, Source, Allah, Jesus, whatever it is that you connect to, restore my strength and my belief in myself so that I can prosper, so that I can feel the wealth from within, so that I am emanating this wealth from my inner being, and I'm able to move. I'm able to stand up. Please, God, if you're in a space where your mental health is just knocking you down and you're in bed and you find yourself in bed, please, God, give me the strength to get out my bed and make a move today. That's this card coming through for you on a Thursday, January 10th, 2019. I'm so grateful for my husband today because he is going to take care of me when I go get this dental work done. This is the last of my dental work for now. I'm closing this chapter with these teeth besides these holes, right? So the Three of Swords is coming through, and the Three of Swords is like this. Okay, first, the Three of Swords really whether it's in upright or reverse, but this is coming reverse. It's that mindset. It's that kind of like feeling sorry for yourself that you're being stabbed with something. Literally, the picture does not change however you look at it. You know what I mean? You're still, that sword is still going through your heart, but this is starting with your mindset. And again, it has to do with that negative association with yourself, releasing that pain, finding that forgiveness. It starts with the mindset. This energy here is saying, hey, if you're going to keep talking to yourself and associating with negative things, if you keep associating yourself with negative things, if you keep associating yourself with those lower vibrations, you're going to continuously find yourself in this space. Do you see the energy of all of this week? This week is starting off with restoring your faith in yourself, restoring your faith in you. This is going to be a lot of asking for strength this week. Remember that you are strong. Stop judging yourself for the mistakes that you made, because the judgment is coming from a space of guilt, and the guilt is asking you to forgive yourself. You have to forgive yourself before you move on. You're going to keep finding yourself with your head down, feeling sorry for yourself for the mistakes you made rather than saying, I forgive myself for the mistakes that I made, and I ask for forgiveness, and I know I'm receiving that forgiveness because I've already felt a space of guilt. When you feel that space of guilt, it's because you're ready to move on. You're ready to know that you have what it takes to move on, and you have seen where you made a mistake in life, but it doesn't mean dwelling on that mistake. You can't grow if you dwell on mistakes. That mistake was back there. You have to move on. I know I made a mistake, but I made that mistake because I needed to grow from that space. I needed to see where I needed to strengthen my own inner being. I needed to see where I needed to connect stronger, where I needed to ask for more strength. Right? Where do I need more strength? I need more strength in order to overcome this space. Maybe it's an addiction. God, I'm asking for the strength every day I wake up, every day I rise, I open my eyes, God, and I'm asking for your strength, for you to give me the strength to overcome this addiction today. I'm asking for you to give me this strength to overcome this mental health that's beating me down. I'm asking for you to overcome. One of the things I'm working on is, please, God, give me the strength to not spend every fucking penny I have, because I'm learning to save money at 29, right? I'm 29 and a half, getting to the half because I'm about to be 30. God, give me the strength to spend my money wisely so I can prosperous in the mundane material world also, right? That's this forgiveness. I forgive myself for being stupid. Not even stupid. I don't like that word. I'm going to call myself stupid. I forgive myself for continuously making the mistake and spending too much fucking money and not saving a penny. I know my husband loves this because he loves to save. And he's been telling me for years, you spend too much money. But that's what I'm asking for. Every day I open my eyes, God, give me the strength to budget and save my money. Because I want to do all these things in this life, in a material realm. I want to enjoy my material realm. I want to feel that freedom, right? But it doesn't matter what it's associated with. It's that forgiveness. It's that strength. It's restoring your faith. It's finding the trust. It's accepting where you are. It's knowing that you can move on. You always can move on. You always can move on. But you first have to accept, forgive, and move and let go of what happened and accept where you are. Okay? Saturday, January 12th, 2019. The Lover's card. And the Lover's card has to do with that unity. So it's the Lover's card is that the unity between you and maybe somebody, the unity between your subconscious and, wait, look at how perfect this card came up, okay? Because if you purchase my webinar, we're talking about the unity between the soul and the ego. This is perfect for this. So in being in reverse, meaning there's some disharmony there. If you have not purchased this webinar, you have till Friday rising morning. I'll use morning for people who don't know rising or morning to purchase the webinar tickets, because we'll be sending out, my assistant will be sending out the link Friday for Saturday's webinar, okay? But this is going to be such a perfect energy to do this webinar around, because that disharmony, how you're restoring your subconscious and the unity between your subconscious and your conscious, so that you can find the Holy Trinity with Spirit, Source, God. It's also that unity maybe between you and another person, seeing the disharmony. But remember, again, it all starts here. It all starts here. It all starts here. Asking yourself, what disharmony am I feeling, so that you can redirect your awareness and know where to take the steps. Oh, I see I'm feeling in disharmony, okay? And let me talk about the law of attraction. And some people, and this came up because I was listening to a couple weeks ago something, and some woman said, I always connect to, I try to dig up why this disharmony is there. And Abraham said, when you spin the wheel, when you give momentum to why this disharmony is there, you're giving momentum to more disharmony. But when you say, oh, I recognize this disharmony, and what am I seeking? I am seeking harmony between my soul and my ego. I'm seeking harmony between me and this person. I'm seeking harmony between my subconscious and my conscious. It's not that you're disregarding this harmony. You're speaking into existence what it is that you want, so that you can be presented the tools that you need to restore that disharmony. You already seen the disharmony. Why do you have to keep digging any deeper? You see the disharmony. You don't want to give momentum to that disharmony. You want to ask for, how can I overcome this space of disharmony? What are the tools that I need in order to overcome? Well, I know that disharmony is not where I want to be. I want to be in this space. So when I say I want to be in this space, I'm not disregarding that. I'm saying and making it clear what I want and what I want to feel, where I want to be at, so that I'm presented with the tools. A lot of people, especially in this space of trauma, and this is coming back up, people think when you say, oh, I felt trauma, but I'm not going to keep talking about it, I'm going to talk about this, means you're disregarding your trauma. It doesn't. It means in order for you to overcome that trauma, you have to know what you want, not keep digging deeper in your trauma and keep spinning the wheel or giving momentum to more of why the trauma happened, where the trauma came from. Think about, if you keep trauma, my trauma's here, I happened to this, and trauma, you're spinning the wheel of trauma. You're going to keep feeling more trauma. You're going to keep feeling why you felt that trauma, instead of saying, okay, I know I had trauma, but I want to overcome my trauma. I want to feel this way. I want to feel that. Then God presents you the tools in order to do so. And so that's this space. So sign up for the webinar. It's only $25. It is on our site, synergysoul.org, www.synergysoul.org. The link is in our bio. And it's bringing that harmony to soul and ego, because we're trying to transcend our ego. We're not trying to shed the ego. A lot of times when we start, or people start a spiritual awakening or spiritual path, they connect to the space of, I need to shed my ego, because in order for me to be holy, I can't have an ego. False. You want to transcend your ego and learn how to. Your ego is why you have passion. I'm not going to get too much in it because this is what the webinar is about, right? But the point is, grab the webinar. This is going to assist you through this space of that disharmony. Now, January 13th, 2019 is the moon card, and it's coming in reverse. And the moon card in reverse is releasing that fear. That moon card, it's releasing and and suppressing those emotions, right? You have to accept those emotions first. Again, coming back to the law of attraction, which I'm not going to get too much into that either about manifesting or moving forward, because I'm creating something for you all to have that will be offered all the time, to utilize the law of attraction. So I don't want to give too much here because I'm going to have that space for you also. I should do a pre-launch soon. I'm excited. I'm really excited about it, but I'm still working on it. I'm putting the final touches on things. And anyway, so this moon card is, so when in reverse, right? It's, you see the sun, you see the moon. It's shining light on where you want, what things that you want to overcome. It's shining light on the shadows. You see your shadow, you're shining light on it so that you can move forward. Releasing your fear and overcoming your fear. In order to overcome fear, you have to take action. You don't just say, I'm fearless. And then when things come up, you're like, no, I'm not doing that because I'm scared of it. No, it requires action for you. This card is telling you for January 13th, 2019, you are being asked to take action, to take a step, to begin to move forward. Begin to accept where you are so that you can grow, so that you can prosper, so that you can evolve. Taking steps to overcome fear, meaning you have to see what you're fearful of first. Oh, I see I'm fearful of that. It's not disregarding. So coming back to the law of attraction, right? When you have to see it first and accept it. And then move on. It doesn't mean you dwell on it. You visit it just long enough to accept that, oh, I am fearful of that, but I know that I'm growing, that I seek to be fearless. Right? In order for me to grow, I have to accept where I am. I am fearful of this, but I seek to be fearless. Therefore, I am fearless. And now that I know I'm fearless, I am giving the tools to overcome that space. The shadows. The moon card is the shadows. Okay? So I will upload this on our YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube because I made my page private. So in order for you to get the links, you have to actually go to my bio, which requires a little bit more effort. But if you want it, you're going to do it, right? So subscribe to YouTube so that you get notifications when everything is uploaded. Okay? I love you all. Thank you everybody for joining me this rising, almost this afternoon. I am going to ground my energy and do some things so that I'm going into this dental work with a strong mindset, because everybody knows the dentist is not my fucking favorite place to be. But after this today is closing the chapter for the dental work that I have been putting off for the last 9 years of my life. So thank you, everybody. I have chills again. God is with us. Spirit is with us. Source is with us. I want to thank the ancestors of the highest truth, the highest character. I want to thank the Orishas. I want to thank the archangels and ascended masters of the highest light, of the highest truth. I want to thank God for allowing me and allowing me to be the messenger, the Hierophant messenger today. For those who are needed to receive this message, thank you for making this message, these messages for this weekly forecast very clear and very raw, so that people that need to receive are open and receiving in what they need in order to prosper and grow and evolve and continue to connect and align with source energy. Ashe. And what else was I going to say? Oh, okay. I wanted to speak about the incorporating magical practices into your life webinar. People keep saying, oh, I want to do this. Guess what? When these spots sell out, these spots are sold out. I am not opening up any more spots. And I will not be doing this webinar ever again. It is a one-time thing that I was called and told to do by Spirit. And I am not selling recordings after. If you do not join this webinar, unless you do a personal mentor session, and this is the price, you get 2 weekends of 6 hours. You get 2 weekends total, 6 hours for the same price you get a personal mentoring session. And this is all about incorporating magical practices into your life. You get to ask one question on a topic, and you'll hear everybody else's topic, and then you'll get time to ask more questions. But you get to choose one topic as a participant. But once this sells out, that's it. I am not doing recordings, and I don't talk about a lot of this stuff on my story. I mean, I will talk about that stuff, but I don't share a lot of my personal practices, and I will be sharing some things that I normally don't share during this webinar or during this group mentoring. So if you are serious about purchasing, you have to make it happen ASAP, because once it's sold out, and I am not doing this again. I was told to do this, but normally I wouldn't do something like this, because this is something for me to share with somebody on a personal level, one-on-one, or just practices that I just don't share because they're for my personal practice. So, and things like, of course, I'm opening up the apothecary. Remember, it's more of like an intimate thing for me. But I'm not sharing what I put into it, right? I'm not sharing what I put in my floor washes or all those things, because these are sacred to me. So if you're going to do this, it is 111. I'll post it up in my story again. The directions are on the flyer. And again, after this is offered, it's not going to be offered again unless you do a single mentoring session with me. Okay? One last thing. Oh, the January mystery box. I have 7 items now in there. Remember, I'm giving one thing, putting one thing in there. There is a singing bowl in there that's worth over $350, and the tickets are only $10. So make sure you get your tickets. I don't know if I made a flyer. If I did, I'll have to repost it. But the tickets are only $10. And you can purchase as many tickets as you want. January or February 1st, I will be doing a live drawing for that raffle. $10. There's going to be a lot of stuff. And like I said, there's already a singing bowl in there that's worth over $350. And the tickets are only $10. So go grab your tickets. Go grab your webinar for both Saturday. And if you want to incorporate magical practices into your life, grab that ticket, because once those are sold out, I'm not reopening this. Now, the webinar for Saturday, there's unlimited spaces. If we have 100 people, we have 100 people. If we have 1,000, we have a fucking 1,000. But this one, there's very limited spaces. When Spirit tells me to stop taking spots is when I stop taking spots. Okay? And again, I'll be uploading this to YouTube. Blessings to all of you. Thank you for being here with me and my Spirit team today. We love all of you, sending you the highest love in the highest way always.